Hello, my lovely listener. I just thought I jump really quick on here because I had a little bit of the inspiration. I was listening to Bashar, so this is something I wanted to talk about. If you don't know Bashar, easy to find online. He's channeling one of the channelers of the you just go and listen to him. He's a channeler. He's also obviously a wise man who is very in touch with his spiritual being, with very kind of open, and he gives a lot of talks as a channeler. So a lot of people are asking him questions, different questions specifically about their issues or challenges they have in life, but also about the future of the world. And I forgot his name right now. Bashar, he is channeling, and I was listening to his talk, and he was answering a question about the future of us in 2024 and 2025. And he was talking about the integration and ascension, and 2024 is a year of integration. And to me, it was very synchronized with the therapy that I went through. So integration first mean decompartmentalization. So you just put all your parts separate. So you kind of decompartmentalize. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but basically when I went through my therapy, I felt as if all my parts were just separated. So I felt as if I was in a lot of little pieces, and this was because I was talking about my past and about some of my traumatic events, bigger or smaller. I was explaining in my other episode that all the traumatic episodes that we are going through, for us, they have a strong importance, and it's not about comparing it to other people traumatic events. So for us, for me and for you, whatever we went through, it's traumatic and enough for us. So when I was talking about my experiences and what I've been going through in my life, I really, and also while doing the EMDR therapy, I really felt like I was broken into pieces, and it was difficult. It was bloody difficult to have to just walk around between the sessions. I had session every week. Between those sessions, to just walk around in the being sort of in pieces, and then on the next session, or even myself kind of putting these pieces together. And this just struck me when Bashar was talking about the putting those pieces together, so then you are ready for this ascension in 2025. So very much into, if you want to change something, you first have to break it, and you first have to go through the pain of almost like disassociation, everything being apart, and then you kind of rebuild it so that you can go into ascension. Oh, I've just seen this lady outside of my window who picked up the bag, so just rubbish outside in the pavement, and it just it's a warmth in my heart, because I always do that. I always pick up rubbish, especially outside my building, to kind of keep the streets clean, and I think it does spread out like warmth, like energy. And that's actually crazy that she picked up this plastic bag. So anyway, the other thing, he was talking about the Ascension, 2025 Ascension. I just leave it on But another question that Bashar kind of was asked was about water. And in a very synchronized manner as well, I was talking to my friend was visiting me, and I've noticed that she has got all sorts of problems, the urinary tract infection problems and like issues, and also maybe some swelling, and she had problems with her eye. And the first thing I picked up, I wasn't really even observing, or I wasn't kind of paying that much attention, but I really realized that she doesn't really drink enough water. And then what she has to do is she wakes up during night and drinks water. She obviously went into this pattern of she doesn't consciously or subconsciously drink water during the day, and she got used to not doing that. But then she has to wake up at night and drink this water that she didn't drink during the day. So it's like her body is calling her to do that. And that's why she then she needs to get up at night and go to the bathroom, which kind of breaks the cycle, because we should be able to run on the as like petrol almost. We drank enough water during the day, and we went to the bathroom during the day enough times, so then we can have peaceful night. And I was telling her, and I probably mentioned this as well on the podcast, that I was one of the first times that I went to my favorite tree in the park is my meditation tree, is my energy tree. It's a very old tree, the second tree from the left in a row of very old trees in the park. And I just picked up this tree and I just kind of lay against this tree, and I kind of got the energy of the tree, and I was asking the tree, what shall I do, with my life, or how the things are going to go, and asking all these questions. And I really felt that the tree is listening. And the tree said, "You are not drinking enough water." Well, the tree said, you know what I mean. The tree didn't say physically, but I felt. And the image that the tree gave me was the image of almost like roots or like veins. We always have those images of our lungs and our brains look like the tree trunk, right, with all the branches going in a way as almost our veins go in our body. And it's the same with the roots. They have kind of thin roots that take all the nutrients and the water and everything from the ground. And this is almost how the inside of the human looks like. If you look at the vein structure and the brain structure and the lung structure, I don't think that's totally random that this is how we are constructed, and this is how the tree is constructed. And I was explaining to my friend, how can we think that the trees are just there if they live much longer than us, and if they see all of the things that are happening, and if they are so rooted in the ground and so up high in the sky? So they really connected to the sky, but they are also very rooted in the soil, in the ground. And they can definitely feel, and they can definitely communicate. And we know that this is the whole symbiosis in the forest, how they live in symbiosis with all the other organisms, and how much they do good for us. Not to mention the shade in the summer, but also the whole oxygen synthesis. So they breathe in the forgot, was it CO2, and then they breathe out oxygen. Sorry if I didn't go through the whole, but you know what I mean. They just really good for us. So anyway, when I was leaning against the tree, I felt, or I've seen kind of my inside, the vein structures, the lung structure as of quite dry and really not hydrated. And the tree said, you need to remember to drink water. And this was the main message that I always had from this tree for a couple of times. And I made a point of really starting my day with the water and kind of consciously drinking water through the day wherever I go, especially in the kind of coffee place or in a cafe when I'm drinking coffee. I always made a point of having 2 cups of water. And also from Ayurvedic perspective, it's also good to drink warm water. So, and not cold water. I mean, it can be different for you, because you could have different setup, so to say. So lukewarm water or colder water could be better for you. For me, it's definitely warmer water. So this is what I was explaining to my friend, and I hope she I did say that couple of times, because I really felt like the hydration is really important. And yes, we kind of think that, and I found it very peculiar or strange that she said that she didn't drink the water because she then had to go too often to the, sorry about the noise, she had to go too often to the toilet. And it was funny that was funny. It wasn't funny, but it's again some synchronicity that the vehicle that was just passing and going really quick and making all the noise, that was a fire brigade, so put down the fire. And so obviously, yes, if we don't drink enough water, we have this fire inside us that is too strong, the dryness that is really taking our energy off. And that's exactly, I'm coming back to Bashar, what Bashar was saying about the water. The water is like a spiritual process of is like a physical interpretation, he was saying, of energy transmutation. So how hydrated we have to be for all our processes to really work, how dependent we are on water, the fact that we cannot survive without water for more than whatever couple of days, not even, everything that we are made 90% out of water, and everything, all our processes are dependent on this. And he also mentioned what I was talking about, trees and oxygen, that the oxygen is, again, it's something that we will be coming and will be understanding more and more about how oxygen is healing us. And obviously oxygen and water, they are very much related to each other. And breath and breathing is more and more recognized as a healing modality, as a healing practice, definitely for the for any kind of mental or mental ailments. But as we know, the physical ailments, they come from the mental ailments. So the more mentally we are blocked, the more mentally we are not vibrating on the vibration that we kind of should be on, the more it shows in our physical body. So it's very much related. But what Bashar was saying, that we will recognize more and more, perhaps that will be in 2025, but I definitely think the process of this breath work started. For me, it actually started in kind of lockdown time, which was, oh my God, 2020? Was it 2019, 2020? And that's how I started. And I was working with breath and having breathing session, virtual breathing session, very intense ones. And I know also Aaron Doughty, he was mentioning that he went onto a breathwork course, certifications, he did some, and he does do a breathing session, and this is something I definitely recommend, and they are quite intense, but they are definitely helping you to kind of what was Bashar saying is that there is a lot of pollution in our air, and there is a lot of also pollution in the water, and breathing and actually drinking. He didn't mention pollution in the water, but I am saying that breathing and drinking has got cleaning effect for us. So any stagnant energy, anything that is blocking us, can be transmuted and worked off with breathing. And I definitely felt that breathing exercise very often lead to crying, which is obviously like a release, and all the other kind of bodily movements and shaking and kind of heart palpitations and things like this, because what it does is releases this energy, releases the pollution, and help us clean our system. So and then the cleaner we are, cleaner means I don't really like the clean eating or clean living. This is not about kind of it doesn't bring a good connotation with me, but in me, but you know what I mean. It's just the pollution. It's just the heavy metals or other things that are polluting our organism. So the breathing and the drinking water really, really helps us to get rid of those pollutants. So if you take one thing of this podcast today is please drink your water. Make sure you do a lot in the day. Don't worry about going to the loo. That's normal. It works. That it means that your system works, that you are peeing off all the pollutant. And also, if you have a look at Bashar and some breathing sessions, definitely something that helps with a lot of your mental state, and start with kind of something that is not as intense, because it can be very energetically charged. So just make sure that it's not like a level 1 or something for new starters, rather than someone who is doing those breathing exercise all the time. And welcome to go and see Aaron Doughty. I haven't checked those out, but he has got a very soothing voice, and it's the voice of the breathing coach that takes you through the whole session. And obviously music, the vibrations of music also are really great. I had when I was doing this, the music, the lady excuse me, the lady who was running it, she had amazing music always, and it's really helpful with what you are going through. I think I have to take a sip of water and finish this podcast, this episode. For now, I hope you enjoyed it, and I speak to you soon. Bye bye.